Hey everyone, I have once again come to talk about a new Rumble bug, one that has been happening since the patch before the current one. This is a bug that many active Rumble players have already noticed, or at least have noticed that something feels wrong. And yeah, you are correct, something is wrong. The whole point of the bug is that Rumble's basic attack takes a lot longer to go through than it should and than it used to. As you can see, this is slow. So yeah, this has been happening since patch 13.22. And, whoop, I don't need to go there. I'm gonna give you a side-by-side comparison with a clip from a previous patch. Just gonna give myself the same attack speed and level. There you go. You can see attacks going through faster on the right on the previous patch. Well, on a previous patch, not the previous patch. But there is something funny about the bug. Just need to give myself money. Crit attacks still go through fast. Yeah, crit attacks don't go any slower than they used to, and actually they go through faster than they used to because the changes were properly applied to those instead of what's happening. Make of that information what you will. I am not responsible for anything you decide to do with it. Basically what's been happening is that on patch 13.22, Riot buffed most mage champions by giving them smoother basic attacks, reducing the wind-up they have. Rumble among them. Which means that there is less of a delay between when you start the attack and when the attack animation completes. And so less of a delay between when you start the attack and when the damage is dealt, and also a lower time period during which you have to be doing the animation. Except that for Rumble, instead of reducing his attack wind up from 23% to 20%, they increased it to 30%. So that means that his attacks take, hang on, I don't like those. His attacks take about 160 milliseconds longer to complete than they should, and about 120 milliseconds longer than they used to. So he will still output the same number of attacks per second. His attack speed is not affected by that. It just means that the duration of his animation is going to be longer by that much. This feels pretty bad. And I mean, it is bad also, of course. His win rate has not dropped by that much. It has gone down by about 1 point between patch 13.21 and today. But yeah, the effects of this bug are just mostly noticeable. Well, they are really noticeable because of the landing phase, where last hitting is harder, of course, because you have to start your attacks earlier. But also, you have to go through a longer animation, meaning that you make yourself vulnerable for longer. Now, the rest of this video is just going to be about breaking down exactly what's happening. So if you're not interested in, you know, nerdy stuff, you're not really going to find anything for your taste. So in which case, I'm just wishing you a good day, good evening, whatever. But oh yeah, I also just want to state before anything else that this bug really does not have anything to do with Rumble. I mean, it is Rumble specific, but it is literally just adding a 0 where there should not be one, and it could have happened to any other champion. So yeah, it's nothing about, you know, Rumble's code being wonky or anything like that. So as I mentioned, on patch 13.22, Riot reduced the attack windup of a number of mages. In Rumble's case, his was supposed to be brought down from 23% to 20%, but instead it went up to 29%. So the windup of a champion is calculated by 30% minus a certain value that is in the files. That's only for all the champions. Newer ones use a different formula that does the same thing. But so in Rumble's case, that value used to be 7%, and instead of bringing it up to 10%, it was brought down to 1%, which, yeah, is probably just like a 0 that was put at the wrong place. So that means that his attack windup, instead of being 30 minus 10 equals 20%, is 30 minus 1, which is 29%. Now, to concretize what that means, we have to go all the way back to how do attacks work. So all champions have an attack speed. So far we good. Which means that all champions have what we'll call an attack time, which is the time that elapses between two basic attacks, which is 1 over the attack speed. So in Rumble's case, that's going to be 1.55. And the attack windup is the percentage of that time that is used for the animation of the attack. So that means how long you're locked into the animation, and also the delay between the start of your attack and when the damage is dealt. Everything that happens afterwards is, I guess, the attack reloading, as you'll see. And so that means that the duration of Rumble's attack animations went up from 360 milliseconds to 450, while it should have gone down to 310 milliseconds. That was all of this just to say that. So, yeah! Now you have all the details. This is just a really stupid bug that actually was meant to be micro-patched on the first day of patch 13.22, but it was just put incorrectly into the builds because the data is still the way it is. Now you know everything. This is why Rumble feels bad to play, and we don't know if it's going to be yeah, I can speak. We don't know if it's going to be hotfixed or not. But yeah, hope you enjoyed the video. Hope it was useful, and that it will clarify things either about what is happening or how the things can work. Thanks to Kanan and the rest of the bug squad as well for helping me out with the details I was lacking. And yeah, if you just happen to come across this video because recommendations or you were subscribed to me, thank you. Well, I hope you had fun. Have a good rest of your day, and see you next time.